Hey guys, in this video, I'll be showing you how to set up your scan to email on your Ricoh copier. The steps in this tutorial can apply to many different Ricoh models. You definitely need to gather some information in order to get this to work. I went ahead and made a list of what is needed. First off, you need to know what your SMTP server address is. If you don't know this, you need to contact your IT support or IT department, and they can provide you with this information. For this tutorial, I'm going to be using my Gmail account. If you have a Gmail account, you can follow the same steps and it'll work fine. If your email service is being provided by your hosting company, go ahead and give them a call and they can provide you with this information. You also need to know what your SMTP port number is, your email address, your password, your DNS server, and IP address of your copier. You need to assign your copier an IP address. So once you have this all completed, we can get started. I recommend opening up Chrome. I like using Chrome. It's flawless. Internet Explorer sometimes gives us some mysterious issues, so I don't use an Internet Explorer anymore. So if you don't have Chrome, just download it. It doesn't take that long. Once you open it up, go ahead and type in the IP address of your copier. Once you're in, you're going to see the model of your machine. For this tutorial, I'm going to be using a Ricoh MPC 5503, but your whatever model you have, it's going to look similar to this. So we need to log in as admin. So you're going to go to the top right corner here where it says login, and your username. The default is usually admin, lowercase admin, no password, and you click login. If you can't get in, you definitely need to contact your Ricoh service provider or the dealer who provided you with a copier, and they will need to reset that for you. They could either do it over the phone or they'll have to come out and reset that for you. So if you can't get in, you're not going to be able to continue. You definitely need to log in as admin in order to get this done. Once you're logged in, you're going to put your cursor over the device management section. You're going to move over to configuration. You're going to click on that. Sometimes it takes a while to open it. You don't have to double click. It'll eventually open. First thing that I like to do is type in or put in my DNS server. If you don't put in your DNS server, you could spend hours at the machine frustrated trying to figure out why it's not working. A lot of people make this mistake. They forget to put their DNS server. It's required in order to get scan to email to work. So that's the first thing I like to do. So I come over to the IPv4 section here. I click on that. Again, you got to wait. So you're going to come down over to the details section where it says DNS server. You could either do your auto obtain through a DHCP. I like to specify it. Actually, at first, I like to obtain it. As you can see here, the machine obtained it automatically. But if you want to skip the step, you can just click on specify. I like to use Google's server, server 1 and 2, which is, as which you can see here, 8.8.8.8. And for the secondary DNS server, Google's secondary is 8.8.4.4. You can put them both there. If one doesn't work, the other one will pick up. So we, I like using Google's because it's solid and never changes, and it's just solid. So as you can see here, I have three. I have my own DNS as well as Google first and second. So once you have that, you're good to go. You're going to hit OK, and this is where your machine's going to reboot. The controller, I should say, is going to reboot. It's like turning off your computer. So sometimes you're going to get a message that it says not available or not working. You just got to wait for it to reset. So just keep hitting your reset button and then it's going to come back on. So once you have that completed, you're going to go back over to, you're going to put your cursor over device management, come back to configuration. And now we're going to, as soon as this opens up, we're going to come down to where it says email. And this is where you're going to put all your information that I told you that you need to gather, which is this list right here. So first off, you're going to put your administrator's email. This has to be a good email. I'm going to be using my Gmail address, which you can see here. I already typed it in, but I'll go ahead and type it in again. You're going to come down, make sure that your reception, under reception, that your POP3 is off. You don't want to receive emails from your copier. Nobody ever does that. Then you're going to come down to your SMTP, and this is where you're going to put your SMTP server name. Like I said, I'm going to be using Gmail. So Gmail's SMTP server name is smtp.gmail.com, as you can see here. Their port number is 587. Sometimes if this doesn't work, for some strange reason, port 465 will work, but most of the time it's 587. Okay, so I recommend trying 587, but for whatever reason, I've been out to some customer sites where 587 just does not work, and I can't explain why, but 465 does. Go figure. Then you're going to come down to your SSL. For Gmail, they definitely require SSL to be turned on. And they also require your SMTP authentication to be turned on, of course. And your SMTP authentication pretty much consists of your email, your Gmail address, which I have here. You're going to put that in twice. You're going to put in your SMTP authentication email address, which I have here. And also you're going to do it again on your SMTP username, which is going to also be your Gmail email address. Then you're going to come down over to your SMTP authentication password. You're going to click change, and you're going to type in, as soon as this opens, you're going to type in your Gmail password. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. You're going to do that twice. You're going to hit OK. So now you have your SMTP server address, you got your port, you got your email, your Gmail email. You have it in here twice. You already put in your password, and that's all you really need to do. The rest of the stuff here, you could leave it at default, and you're going to hit OK. Now, once this goes back to this screen, you're good to go. Now you're going to hit the back button, and this is where you start putting in all your email address. So for all your coworkers, whatever email address you want to send to. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do one, and you can go and add as many as you want. So first off, you're going to go back to device management. This time you're going to go to address book and wait for that to open. Okay, so now you're going to add a user. So this is where you're going to add all your email addresses where you want to send to. So if you have 10 workers in your office, you're going to do this 10 times. You're going to put all their email addresses. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do one. You click on email destination. Now, a lot of times you're going to notice that this is cut off here. It's really strange. I don't know why, but almost all the Ricos do that. Just put your cursor somewhere below this line and scroll down, and it opens up. It's really weird. A lot of people can't figure that out. They're like, oh my God, what do I do? I don't know which one to hit. They don't realize they just have to roll. See, just like that. Okay, so you're going to put the person's name. So I'm going to call mine test, but you could put your name on it or your coworker's name, whatever you want. It's basically who you want it to be sent to. This is going to be the information that's going to be on the screen of the copier. So if you have your reception, if you want to scan to your reception's email, you can put reception, front office, or your reception's name. So this is required, and then the key display is basically what you want it to show when you walk up to the copier. So I typically put the same name. That way you know if it's Paul, you want to put Paul. And then you're gonna, most of the time it's already added to the frequent list. You want to make sure it's on. And that's kind of like the shortcut. When you walk up to the machine, it's going to be on your shortcut list. Again, put your cursor below the line, scroll down, go to next. There's a little delay on mine. Okay, and you're going to type in, I already typed in my email address there, but you just type in your destination's email. There you go. And make sure you click on register as both a destination and a sender. That way, when you receive the email, you can forward it to someone and it's going, when you receive, I should say, when you receive the email, it's going to show this name, which makes it easy for you to just forward it to somebody and they know it's coming from you rather than have to go and highlight it and change the name. So I recommend uh, clicking on register as both destination and a sender. Again, put your cursor below the line, go to next, and you are done. So you now have, as soon as this moves over, oh, actually you got to do one more, I'm sorry. So hit OK and you're done. So this is kind of like to confirm that you have the right information. So there you go. You have your first email and then you can continue. You can go endless, hundreds, thousands, as many as you want. So there you have it. Now, one thing I definitely need to point out is when it comes to Gmail, they're very, very secure. So you have to make some changes on the back end of your Gmail. Okay, so follow with me here. You're going to open up your Gmail. I have mine open up here. What you're going to do is you're going to come over here where it usually has your initial. You're going to click on this. You're going to go to manage your Google account and you have to go over to security. Click on security and then you're going to scroll all the way down. You need to make sure that your less secure apps access is turned on. That you're going to get a little message that says is recommended to keep it off, but don't worry about that. You're just using the copier to send out. If you do not have this on, you are not going to receive an email. I'm just telling you, you're going to kill yourself. You're going to rip your hair off. It's just not going to work. So you definitely need to make sure that you have less secure apps on. Another thing to look for is once you turn this on, of course, that's all you need to do, and you can just go back to home. A lot of times when you try to scan from your copier the first time, you will receive a email that lets you know that it detected somebody else trying to use your email. So you have to wait in order for it to you got to wait to receive the email in order for you to give it permission and say yes, it was me. So you got to come back to your email account, and as you can see here, it lets you know there's a critical security issue. What you need to do is you need to check availability and pretty much say yes, it was me. This is a message you will get. So you definitely have to click yes, it was me, um, and you're good to go. So if you don't, sometimes, like I said, you have to wait for that email to come in. Sometimes it'll take up to 5 minutes, believe it or not. Usually it's quick, but sometimes it takes a while. So you have to do that because Gmail is real secure. That's why I also like to use my email outgoing server from my hosting company. A lot of times they don't even use SSL, and I mean, I don't know. I'm not recommending not to use SSL, but you're just scanning to yourself, so it's not like a big deal. So it's up to you, whichever server you want to use. So that's all you need to do, guys. So if for whatever reason all the steps that I showed you do not work, then it sounds to me you need to call your Rico service provider, and there's a possibility you might need to update your software, your firmware on your copier. If your copier hasn't been serviced in a while, Windows and Gmail does come out with updates, and pretty much you have to keep your copier updated in order for your scan email to work. So hope you enjoy this video, and good luck, guys.